Brandon Dubinsky is talking right now. Come in here. No. Brandon, first of all, for you, welcome back to the lineup today. But this one was tough. Obviously, what was it that just kept you from getting over the hump today?
I don't think we played well enough. I don't think we were ready to play, especially my line, Joe's line. I don't think we did enough, and the team relies on us, us six, to be a big part of the wins, and we weren't there, especially for the first 40. I thought we were better in the third, but it's a 60-minute hockey game. We got to show up at 5 o'clock and be ready to go, and we certainly weren't ready there.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you feel that kind of by the time you got to the third, Hudobin had a chance to get settled in, and he played pretty well in the final 20?
Yeah, I mean, he played well, but we didn't make it tough on him. Maybe 10 shots there in the first 2 periods. A lot of shots wide. They blocked a lot of shots, but we certainly didn't do a good enough job getting pucks to the net and getting bodies to the net. And it's something that we've talked about. In order to have success, we got to do that. And being able to do that starts with forechecking. And we were one and done. My line was one and done too many times tonight.
I know you didn't play the last couple of games, but does it kind of drive you crazy that you can go into Detroit as a team and play a game that well, and then you come here and, you got the win over Edmonton, but had to come from behind at the end and then didn't get it done again here today?
Yeah, it is a little bit frustrating. We got to be better pros. We got to prepare ourselves better. We got to, be ready to play every night. And I'm not going to say we weren't ready to go, but, we certainly didn't, look like we were ready to go on the ice. We didn't play well enough. We didn't execute well enough, and we got to be better.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. Brandon Dubinsky talking here in the Blue Jackets dressing room. Marco Dano's over here. Let's listen. He had a great assist in this game today.
Then I saw Artsy driving to the net, so just tried to pass it to him and ended up in the back of the net.
Did you see him point to you right after you scored it?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
We were laughing, and it was pretty fun.
Have you watched it yet? Did you watch it on the scoreboard, the replay?
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice when we could score a goal like that.
Yeah.
But better would be if we end up with a big win tonight for a team.
Yeah.
Continuing to do well on that line, though, but how frustrating is it for you guys that you play like this? And, I mean, the last home game before a road trip and you don't get what you want.
I mean, it's a hockey. We try and do our best, and sometimes it's not good enough. But the team we're playing against, they play pretty well, and we gotta get them credit for this game, and we gotta get the positive from the game and try to improve our game and try to get better for next couple games.
All right, thanks, Marco.
Thank you.
Marco Dano talking with us here tonight. Kevin Connaughton seems to be swarmed under here. Let's see if we can get something from him. Go this way. Let's go. Let's back up here.
How guys are getting ready for the game. I'm not sure. We're just it's an ongoing process trying to bring a consistent effort every night.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
Did both teams have trouble getting in a rhythm tonight? Was that partly due to the penalties?
Yeah, whenever there's a lot of penalties, I think the rhythm of the game is kind of slowed down. I was saying before, guys that are killing are on the ice a lot, and it's tiring them out. And guys that aren't killing or aren't on the special teams, cool off on the bench. So once you play a lot of 5-on-5, you can kind of get the rhythm going, get your legs under you, and start rolling the lines.
Kind of an unusual situation where their closest goal was scored from 26 feet out. Is there an explanation for that? Just kind of fluky, maybe?
Sometimes those are the toughest ones to stop, the ones that are shot from the point and hitting sticks and changing direction. So as D-man, we got to box out, and as forwards, we got to block the point shots. It's we're a team out there, and we got to come together and take away those opportunities.
When she asked you about the penalties, this was a weird game today. I mean, the penalties that were called, the ones that weren't, the face-offs are all over the place today. But I know that's not something you want to let get into your mind, but as it goes on and the time winds down, does that start to enter? Do you get a little bit frustrated with some of that stuff?
Yeah, I think you just got to keep looking forward and shake those things off. And if we're killing a lot of penalties and we do get some good kills, we got to use that momentum for the next 5-on-5 shift and build from there.
Thanks, Kevin. Kevin Connaughton talking here in the dressing room. Scott Hartnell has come back out. Let's get a couple of comments from him as well.
What you saw from your vantage point.
Well,
It's pretty wild.
the last few games, we've when we broke out of the zone with speed, I've hit him on the right side. Obviously he's going real fast, and he's been making plays and getting shots and creating opportunities. And when we're going out there, he's just said, hey, I'll be skating down the wing. And I was thinking that's a pretty confident, confident player to say that right before the draw like that. And Bob did a good job. I got my feet moving and just threw an area pass to him, and he was able to make a nifty move. Unreal actually, and was able just to the pass was almost as nice as the move. It was a backhand saucer pass, and I'll take one of those every night, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Just about this performance on the whole, how you feel like you guys played the second period was kind of a rough spot again. We
had some guys going some shifts, and the next shift it was hard to watch. From the bench, I'm not sure how it looked from up top, but it was a frustrating period to say the least, and I don't think we're a good enough team to win. When there's not 20 guys going, and that's a fact. So we got to regroup. A lot of games here the last few days, and a day off tomorrow just to kind of get the bodies recharged. It's supposed to be nice out tomorrow, and I don't know, just regroup, I guess.
So the next time Marco tells you he's going straight down the wing, you're going to take him at his word, I take it?
I'll listen to him. No, he's, like I said the last couple of days, talking about him and how he's come along, and the confidence that him and Alex are playing with. It's pretty neat to play with him, and I think we're all making each other better out there, and it hasn't been too many shifts where we've just kind of sat back. We've been always going, skating, and that's when guys are skating and every line the guys have to be going. It's we could be a scary team.
Scott Hartnell talking to us after this 3-2 loss to the Carolina Hurricanes today. Head coach Todd Richards will be making his way to the media room. We'll get his comments and much more as we continue with the Tim Hortons postgame show on the Scioto Downs Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
We believe in one love, quality chicken finger meals. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins, guaranteeing a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. Well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Hey, Dad.
Yes?
Did you know Conn's potato chips are made locally in Zanesville, Ohio?
That's one of the reasons I love Conn's. Ohio proud. They've been in business for over 78.
Conn's is the first official chip of our favorite hockey team, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Wow, that's great news.
Great potato chips taste like Conn's, and great hockey teams play like the Blue Jackets.
Pink, blue, teal, so many colorful ribbons representing so many types of cancer. At Ohio Health, we want to find another use for those ribbons through our affiliation with MD Anderson Cancer Network, a program of the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, giving you new hope and cancer ribbons a new purpose. Ohio Health and MD Anderson Cancer Network. Connect with us at ohiohealth.com/United We Fight Cancer.
Blue Jackets fans, AEP Energy has you covered when it comes to protecting your home's energy costs. They call it the Home Energy Game Plan. Get peace of mind with a fixed rate on your electricity and natural gas supply as the seasons change. So don't wait. Plan ahead and start your home energy game plan today by visiting aepenergy.com. AEP Energy, a proud sponsor of the Columbus Blue Jackets. While an affiliate of AEP Ohio, AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of the utility.
Like tailgating, stock car racing, and the blues, Yuengling is purely American. Like neighborhood hardware stores and local diners, Yingling is a family business. Yingling is like a lot of things, but our lager is unlike anything else. A true American lager, purely independent in a way that's hard to find these days. Think about it. We've survived for 185 years by making darn good beer. Yingling Lager, from America's oldest brewery. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
He shoots, he scores! He shoots, he scores! He shoots, he scores!
NHL Ticket Exchange gives ticket holders a sure shot at getting in. It's the only official ticket exchange of the NHL, where every Blue Jackets ticket is verified by Ticketmaster. This is how the NHL does it. You don't get somebody's old ticket, but a new one reissued just for you. Don't get burned by ticket fraud. Buy or sell at NHL.com/ticket exchange.
He shoots, he scores!
NHL Ticket Exchange is a trademark of the National Hockey League.
The destination is the arena. The destination is the game. The arena itself, it becomes a fan experience. But you can have all kinds of groups of people that can come down here and watch.
30 seconds till music. 30
the fans
seconds.
in this building are unbelievable. They're behind us. They believe in us, and we appreciate that. Join us. Be a part of it.
Join the battle and get CBJ Student Rush tickets starting at just $15. All Blue Jackets Student Rush tickets
15
include a
seconds
free
till
offer
music.
from Papa John's. Learn more at bluejackets.com/rush.
10 seconds. All right, 5 seconds till music. Stand by.
Blue Jackets lose to the Carolina Hurricanes today here at Nationwide Arena, 3-2 the final score. Carolina takes 3 of the 4 games this season between these two clubs. And just talking to the players, again, they said they weren't ready to play this game, but they just didn't have what it takes today. They just didn't get it done today. And again, it becomes frustrating for everybody involved. This has been time and time again, so it has seemed. But they just didn't have enough to get over the hump today. They did get better in the third period of this game. Anton Hudobin made saves that he had to make. They only had 13 shots through the first 2 periods of this game. So it's not like they came out and really tested the goaltender early in this one. Didn't get the pressure that they wanted to get. Brandon Dubinsky said that his line that he started with here tonight, which was with Ryan Johansson and Cam Atkinson, they didn't get it done, and he was right. They just didn't have much jump on that line at all. It seemed to me that Todd Richards put him on that line to try to get them going, trying to get Ryan Johansson going, because he's not been, in the last couple of games, he's got 2 or 3 points in the last 7 games, but there was that level of consistency that was there earlier in the season from Ryan Johansson that we haven't seen when it comes to scoring goals or even creating big opportunities. I thought early in this game today, again, there was a point where he was trying to make a pass instead of taking a shot, and when he did that earlier in the season, he was struggling. Once he started to take shots again, they were finding the back of the net. But it wasn't just on him. It wasn't just on Brandon Dubinsky being on that line. Todd Richards moved him off that line, put Nick Foligno back there to try to get something going. It seemed like whatever was tried today just didn't work. And that's the way it was. Carolina Hurricanes did what they had to do. They got the puck to the net. They got deflections. They had traffic in front of Sergei Bobrovsky, all of those things that they needed to do to be victorious here today and get a victory. As my partner makes his way into the room, it's always a grand entrance when Jody Shelley comes in to sit down alongside of me as we wait for head coach Todd Richards. I was just talking with the players here today. Just didn't have it today for whatever reason. I mean, to an extent they did, but as Brandon Dubinsky said, and Scott Hartnell said too, first and second period just wasn't enough. I'll have to wait and get your comments because here comes the head coach. We'll see what he has to say. And I like when I get to do this, make you wait anyway. Now you can stew on it and think
Todd,
about
is
it.
it
Here's head coach Todd
oversimplifying it to
Richards.
say that the penalties and spending all that time in the box cost you this one tonight?
It wasn't just that, but that was a pretty, I don't know how many reasons, but when you spend that much time in the box, and again, a lot of them stick infractions. It puts a lot of stress on the killers, but it also takes some other guys out of the game. And we've talked about that a number of times, and you can't go out and I think they had 6 opportunities. I'm not sure how much time they had, but you can't be taking 6 minors, and I guess we could have come up with points, but it makes it difficult when you do that.
Nature of the penalties that were called, and even some of the ones that weren't. I mean, was it tough to get any sort of rhythm, even for maybe Carolina too? I mean, it was just kind of choppiness of the game, and maybe we saw how it played out? It was just a choppy type game in your eyes?
For me, it's easier to get rhythm when you are on the power play. It's easier to have some momentum than on the penalty kill, because you're putting a lot of extra pressure, stress on your defenseman, your goaltender, your forwards as well. But I think you spend a lot of time battling out front of your net and doing certain things on the penalty kill. And we've talked about it. I know going into the game, I think we were 28th in the league as far as minutes per game shorthanded. And again, it's not a good recipe.
Todd, 2 of their goals tonight were from 50-plus feet out. Is there a reason behind that, or was that just kind of fluky nature of today's game?
Well, all 3 of them came from point shots. And the first one, obviously, Bob didn't see. The second one, I wasn't sure if it deflected, or maybe Bob didn't see that one as well. And the third definitely was deflected. You're going to give up shots from all over the place in a game. But we talked about allowing Bob to see it, and it's credit for Joe trying to get in there and block that shot. But it was tough for me to see, and I haven't gone back and looked at him.
We saw a little bit more out of the Hartnell line with the 2 rookies. But was Marco Dano at times maybe the best player on the ice in your eyes?
He made some plays. He made some flashy plays. I'm not saying he was bad by any means. He was good in the game. But I think when you see the flash, you automatically think he's the best player out on the ice. He was good tonight. He made some plays, and I thought he battled and competed. And he's one guy who's been fighting, a little bit of the illness that's been going around. So for him to fight through it and have the impact that he did in the game, not only tonight but the other night against Edmonton as well. So that line was good again, and you can't say enough about how those 3 guys are playing, and they're all doing their part. And the wings are playing hard, and they're able to finish, and the centerman's playing really responsible and allowing that line to play in the offensive zone.
Coach, for Hartnell, it's 7 goals in 7 games now. He scores so many from inside the hash marks and close, but playing with Marco and with Alex, the way they skate, is it opening up more opportunities for him off the rush? Is it making him a more dangerous player off the rush?
Their ability, Alex and Marco, to beat somebody one-on-one. And you saw that tonight. And when you beat somebody one-on-one, it usually draws somebody else to them, and it opens somebody up. And, Scott's been doing a good job of just going hard to the net. And he's been scoring different ways, as you say, but a lot of his goals are from around the net. And when they have that ability and they have that skill where they can see past the check or the pile and they can find somebody back door, again, draw somebody to them and then make a play, that's what they can do. And they've both been able to spin and make plays. Again, you can see the talent in those young players.
Scott said Marco predicted before the goal exactly what he would do. Does that surprise you, hearing that about him?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what was said or how it was said. Does it surprise me? Yes and no.
Todd, you're going to go out west here, and Kevin Connaughton's going to play in Edmonton for the first time, where he's from. But you've had 43, 44 games with him now. What has he taken a step maybe since you first saw him in November when he came off waivers?
Well, when we first acquired him, obviously he had immediate impact. We were short. We were looking for defensemen. He stepped right in, and to be honest with you, all of us we went back and watched some shifts when he was in Dallas. Just to see what kind of defenseman. You try to gather information. And when he came in, I think he I don't want to use the word, well, I'm going to use the word surprised. But it was a pleasant surprise, because here was a kid, you heard some good things about him, but he had immediate impact in helping our team. And he's had, just like every young player and every hockey player, you're going to have your good moments, and you're going to have your 82-game season. You're going to have your moments where your play isn't where you probably want it to be or where it needs to be. But he's been, probably over the long haul, he's been a great surprise, a great addition to our team.
Thanks, everybody. Off day tomorrow.
All right, there's head coach Todd Richards. His team loses today 3-2. I've given you plenty of time to think about this game today. What are your final thoughts on this one?
Well, this team, and we talked about it last year, they lead by committee. They've got to win by committee. And you can't just have one and a half lines playing out there. You've got to have everybody running on all cylinders. And I mean supporting the puck, playing away from the puck. You know, in the face-off circle tonight, it was just brutal. Ryan Johansson won a bunch, won his fair share, but the other guys didn't pick up that slack. Supporting the puck in the defensive zone, in the neutral zone, managing the puck, and then those will get you the opportunities in the offensive zone. But when you have the mindset that one guy's going this way, one guy's going that way, and they aren't playing that cohesive game, this is not going to work. So you're seeing Wenberg, Dano, and Hartnell have success because they're doing a lot of good things away from the puck. They're managing the puck right, and that's building confidence for them as they rumble up the ice. So, the results are there with Hartnell getting all those goals, Dano making those nice plays. But the confidence has to come from the defensive zone.
You mentioned Ryan Johansson in the faceoffs, and he did do a good job with that. Once the faceoff was over, it seems to me he's back in that kind of slump that he was in earlier this season. Early in this game, there was one point where it looked like he had a pretty good shooting lane, and he tried to pass it instead and get the goaltender moving, whatever. He did that earlier in the season when he was kind of slumping. Then he started to shoot the puck, and he got back out of it. Do you feel that he's back to that right now, and do you think a trip to Western Canada, which is where he's from, and he'll have plenty of friends and family in Vancouver, I know that, could that be something that could get him going again?
Yeah, he's got to be better away from the puck. He's so great when he has the puck, but when he turns it over, he's taking some shortcuts out there, and he's not paying the price in the details of the game. There's no question he's got skill. He's one of the top 25 point getters in the National Hockey League, but he's a focus of the other team. They know he's a superstar coming in. He's an all-star, but there's another level to that game, and it's hard to be an all-star and a superstar in this league. It's really, really hard. You get rewarded when you have the puck and you can make the perfect pass and deke around people, but it's hard to find the space. You always have a guy on you. You're playing against the best defenseman. I think he's got to grow up in that aspect and say, hey, I'm ready for this challenge. I know it's going to be hard, and he will. He's still a young guy. But in games like this, when you're looking to him to do those things, he gets shut down. So that's just part of growing and maturing. But there's guys around him, too, that we're going to point the finger at him, sure, because he is that guy, and he will be for a long time. But he's got to go through this growth spurt, and the team will benefit.
All right, so tomorrow is an off day for the players. They'll practice on Tuesday before heading out to Edmonton. That game is going to be on Wednesday night in Edmonton to start a 3-game road trip, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Calgary. The Wednesday night game will be 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Jody and I will be on the air at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Wednesday with our weekly radio show, The Inside Edge. You can get it at 97.1 The Fan here in Columbus. And that's what we've got for you, getting set to go on the road for the next 3. The Blue Jackets have played well on the road this year. Here's to hoping that they regroup out there and get things going in Western Canada. For Jody Shelley, I'm Bob McElligott. That'll do it for our portion here at BlueJackets.com. Mark Wyant has much more to come on the Tim Hortons postgame show on the Scioto Downs Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.